Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Success Supplements. So today we will talk about how we can change our perspective. But before that, if you haven't watched the part 1 of this series yet, where I've talked about how perspective has so much influence in our life, make sure to pause this video and watch that. I'll link that in the description box so that you can get the most from this series. So without any further ado, let's get started. So you've decided to change your perspective so that you can view the world as successful and smart people do. What I want you to view yourself as a tree. So all these branches and the leaves are your behavior, your personality, your attitude and everything. And the roots are your perspective. So if you want to have a new personality, even if you cut down from the tree, it will eventually grow back again because you have the same perspective. It comes from the same root. You see, changing your personality, your attitude and everything is just for a short term, and chances are you might go back to your old you. So if you want to achieve great in the long run, you need to change your perspective. And when you have a new perspective, you have a new attitude, a new behavior and a new personality. Okay, so you might be wondering, okay, Success Supplements, that's a good piece of information, but just how can we really change our perspective? So I'm gonna break it down into two parts. I'm gonna call it the inside and the outside. First of all, inside is how you view yourself as. So if you want to have a new perspective, you must have a new identity. So you might be wondering, a new identity? Does that mean I have to change my name and my date of birth and everything? No. Let me give you an example. If an urge arises to smoke, instead of saying, I can't smoke, I told myself I have to quit smoking, we should be thinking, I am not a smoker. The person in the first example still identifies as someone who smokes or someone who is trying to quit smoking, while the person in the second example identifies as someone who doesn't smoke to begin with. Over time, you'll start believing in this new identity and your thoughts, emotions, behavior will be aligned to serve that new identity. Another trick is to replace words like I can't or I have to, I must with words like I want to. The first three phrases are phrases you would use if you still identify with the old you that you're trying to change. But if you use the phrase I want to, then you're agreeing with your new identity. So instead of saying I have to study, replace them with I want to study. So second point is outside. It is simply the environment that you spend most of your time with. It can be a person, an object, something you see or heard of, or say anything that surrounds you. I cannot stretch a lot in this topic, but you know, if you spend more time with someone, say, who complains a lot about everything every now and then it is more likely that you will also act like him and view things like him. In simple words, it can also be called as brainwash without our consciousness. Here I am just taking an example of a person. It can be the news, your social media feeds, or whatever. Say you watch a porn, and after a few minutes you saw a hot girl. What would be your first perspective? Would it relate to what you saw a few minutes ago? You see, this is very simple. However, that very simple that most people often overlook this. So if you want to have a successful perspective, be very careful of your surrounding, with whom or what you spend most of your time with. It can be an image of something on your wall or a song you're hearing on the radio. But the point is, be very careful and cautious about your surrounding. So if you have liked this video, please leave a thumbs up, comment, share, subscribe and see you in the next video. Until then, stay safe and take care.